Alright, y'all. We back again to spend some more time together. Just a tad bit more prepared this time. I guess I got a topic of discussion, but I don't quite know what direction I'm going in, so y'all just stay with me on this one. Again, this is about consistency. I'm trying to stay consistent with my channel. So thank you for all who's viewing this. Please like and subscribe. Accommodate your boy. Show me some love if y'all could. Anywho, last two videos, I think we discussed unwavering self-belief in yourself, to make sure that you align yourself properly with the goals that you want to do, and you understand that you are fully capable, 1,000%. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel the way you do about the things that you want to do. And I think the last video we discussed randomly about clearing the debris and the distractions on your path, so that when you find the spark, which the spark is that moment of creativity where you feel like you're operating as your highest self, you can use that time period to capitalize on a goal or a personal achievement, or even just the time frame that you're in that space, so that you can maximize it and use it for your greatest good in the future. And today, I'm going to jump off into something that I think isn't discussed enough. And it's a little bit of a combination of the self-belief, but it's more in believing that you deserve, but more importantly, believing that the universe is making a way for you to accomplish the things that you've put out into the universe and said that you wanted to do. Okay? Again, no books, man. Like, write. I'm a huge advocate for writing. I love seeing the things that's in my mind on paper, because I think that's one of the ways it becomes reality, outside of just self-visualization or a board, whatever kind of board what they call it, a vision board. I think writing is just one of the ways that you can add context to the things that you think. So I encourage everybody to write. But what we're going to discuss today is a little bit different. So we're going to talk about a lot of us, no matter your religion, whether you pray, whether you ask, whether you request, whether you were guided by Jesus, God, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whatever spiritual practice that you follow, I think we all frequent the same practice, which is asking the universe to make the things that we desire a reality. And one of the things that we could say is a habit of us is we are so used to attempting to be in control that we forget to get the fuck out of the way when things are happening for us, because it doesn't happen the way that we want it to. We all have this vision in our mind about how we want our future to go, and how we lay out a 12-point plan, and we want every single last one of these 12 steps to go exactly the way we envision it in our mind, and that's just not reality. So today we are going to be talking about getting the fuck out of God's way. And I can't put that in the title, but I wish I could. But get out of God's way, okay? And the way we're going to do that is we are going to slow our mind down, because what happens is and just so y'all know, I always put nature shows on in the background so I can watch. It just keeps me focused on talking, and it keeps me in the mood. So I got a nature show on where they're walking through a rainforest in Japan. Anyway, or not through a rainforest, a forest where it's raining. Anywho, what I mean by that is that slowing down your mind, because there's so much things that happens on a daily basis. You wake up, a lot of us we're not in control of our time anyway, so we don't have good time management skills. So you're late, you're rushing, you're always behind. If you are on time, it's a lot to do. You may have kids, you may have your spouse to deal with, you may have family members. You may have a long drive to work. You might have to get your clothes ready. You may have to eat. It may be so many things that you have going on within that little hour window between the time you wake up and the time you have to clock in or start your day, whatever that may be. That you just get lost and you get behind really early in your day. Even if you plan your day out, once you wake up, it's time to get to it. So you really don't have time in that whole 8 to 10 hour window to actually slow down and pay attention to what the fuck is happening in front of you. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about making sure that you are being present enough in the moment to where you're not always so task oriented. Right? You're not so focused on getting things done so you can check it off of your list to say it's done, to say you are productive. We're talking about meaningfulness over productivity. So yes, it's always good to get things done, but what is the meaningfulness behind these tasks that you're doing? Like, how have you prioritized them? Like, have we put them in order in regards to, again, I go back to my very first video, the 4 A's of stress management: what to avoid, what to adapt to, what to accept, and what to alter. Right? So we'll talk about the 4 A's of stress management again: avoid, accept, adapt, alter. When you have a checklist, that's how you figure out how to prioritize your checklist on a daily basis. But diving back into the subject, a lot of us, we just wake up every day and we just do shit, just to do it, just to say we done something, and we don't have any correlation between the tasks and the productivity that we've done on the day, and rather that aligns with our future goals or not. Okay? And what we're talking about when I'm talking about slowing down your mind, it's making sure that the things you're doing are in line with what you want to do. So you know that every day you don't have to constantly keep checking that list, because you're only doing what's on the list, and every day you know the list is going to get done. So that gives your mind a better opportunity to focus on more important things and not be so distracted with not only the things you have to do, but what's happening during the time that you're doing the things that you have to do. There is social interactions, there is the people that you work with, the people we talk to, your family, social media, of course, because that is also a distraction. We use that as an escape. Of course, if you all do anything else, I don't know, y'all go out, you eat, you may drink, you may smoke, whatever it is. There's all these avenues of escapism that we engage in, and you get so far apart and so far away from the meaningfulness of your day that you just become a fucking robot, and you do these tasks every day and you never know what it's connected to for your future. So it just becomes a cycle of every day you do these things and you have no clue what you're accomplishing and what it's attached to. Right? And again, this message might not be here for everybody, but it's for somebody. So if it's for you, like, ride with me, vibe with me, please. And that's what we're talking about, okay? So again, slowing down your mind is all about being so grounded in yourself that you can enjoy these tasks. And one of the things that I always tell my clients is stop saying the word work. Stop saying work. Stop saying work. When you say work, you are subconsciously telling your mind that whatever you're doing is something that is not for your best benefit. Right? And it may be people that don't attach negativity to the word work. But when I say work, I mean that you are able to get through this task list without putting any, I'm about to make a word up. My girl gonna be proud of me when I make this word up. Without putting any mundanity. You're not putting any mundanity on any tasks or areas of productivity throughout your day. Meaning everything you do has meaning and purpose. So you don't have to feel like you wasted time doing anything. Because work sometimes feel like I only do this for money. And that's not really true. Everything that we should be doing should be an avenue or a street or a path that takes us closer to the person that we want to be. And you have to slow your mind down to find the silver lining in that. Whatever it is that task is, because everything you do is connected to your future self, whether you believe it or not. You know, that job that you hate, that's an experience that you were going through so you can realize what's important and you can master that time frame that you're in, so you can learn how to do it so effortlessly that it doesn't feel like work, so you don't have to attach that negative emotion to it, so you can get through it better, because at the end of the day you got other things that you want to do. You got another job that you're trying to get, and the next job, if you don't master this one, the next job that you get, you're not going to be good enough at it for it to feel any easier than this one. So remember, we talked about this. Life is a lesson. Life is about, this is school for us, earth school, right? We said how dirty it was. It's dirty here. You know, you got to get your hands dirty. Put some gloves on. So that one day, you know, you can put yourself in a place to where you can be in such control of this thing that it doesn't feel like work. I play this game every day. My jersey is clean. I'm not getting sacked. I don't get touched when I'm in the pocket. I'm letting this bitch go. Less than 2 seconds. I'm not getting touched. But anyways, that's our goal, is to get this daily these daily journey so down to a science that it doesn't feel hard. So when you say things like work, or I gotta, you know, pay attention. Again, we talked about this earlier videos. Pay attention to the way you describe yourself and these things that you're doing. You know, work. I got to go do this. I got to go. You know, I got to go all the way out my way to just the way you describe it. It really encapsulates the way you're going to perform this task. So slowing down this mind, this brain of yours, to where you can enjoy even the most meaningless of tasks, to where you can find something meaningful out of it. Everything that happens is for your highest good. There is nothing that happens to you on a daily basis that's not meant for you. Okay? Now, I mentioned something earlier about getting out of God's way. Okay? And here's what I meant. When you can slow your mind down slow enough to where, and I don't mean slow enough to where you're not productive, but just slow enough to where you can see what's in front of you. Because a lot of us, when we wake up, we are, it's a blur. Everything is just happening so fast. You can't remember what happened yesterday, last week, 5 minutes ago. You don't know what day it is. You're not familiar with the date. You just going. Stop. Slow down. Pay attention. Look at the sun for a minute. Look at the stars. Look at the moon. Look outside. Look at these trees. Like, pay attention to what the fuck is going on. Because what's happening is you are, I lean in when I say this, you are asking God to put you in a position that is better than the one you are now. And as we said, we taking notes, we taking inventory of who we want to be, how we want to be, why we want to be, where we want to be, and when we want to be. So now that we've put this into the universe, we trust that our God is going to put us in position for that to be a reality. All right. Now we're slowing down our mind so that we can be paying attention to when the signs come that A, what we want is coming, but B, it comes in stages. It comes in stages. It happens in very small increments, 1% every day closer to this goal, and you don't know where this 1% is going to be at. Think about how we frame the events that happen on a daily basis. You could get in an accident, a car accident, and it's for you, that's a negative thing. I gotta pay this deductible, I gotta do this thing, I gotta do this thing, but boom, guess what happens? Your car gets totaled, and you end up getting the car you really want. And you wouldn't have got it if you wouldn't have gotten that wreck, right? You end up getting fired from a job, and yes, you were out of work for 2 months, but in that 2-month time frame, you end up focusing on what you really wanted to do and got into the field that you really want to be in, that's taking you closer to the person that you want to be 5 years from now. So there's all these catastrophic events that can happen on a daily basis, to where when you attach a negativity to it, you're not even realizing the blessing that's behind all these events, because you keep thinking that nothing bad is supposed to happen to you, or you think that your God or your ancestors or your spirit guides are not actually orchestrating this thing for your highest benefit. So as the show says, shut the fuck up and relax. Get the fuck out of God's way. Let him work for you. Let her work for you. Let it work for you. Let the Creator do his part and move these pieces around. You asking for signs. He's shown you 4, 5, 6, 7 times that this person is not the person you're supposed to be with. Keep showing you. If you keep saying, just give me a sign. I just don't know. Keep showing you. You're wasting God's time. He didn't show you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times that this ain't it. It's not the move. It's not the person. Whether it's friends, family, spouse. You know, it always showing you signs. I was in my kitchen yesterday, man. This is the reason why I made this video. You know, I got some things going on with the firm where working on another contract for myself. And I was in my kitchen and a scorpion dropped down from the ceiling. A baby scorpion dropped down from my ceiling. I'm in Texas, y'all. Don't judge me. Dropped down and landed right on my cutting board. And I looked at it. And I knew it was for me. I knew that was a sign for me. We won't talk about what the sign is, but I knew it was. So I didn't even want to kill this scorpion because I knew that this was a sign for me to pay attention. And if I wouldn't have been in the present of mind enough, I either would have killed it or panicked or, you know, called pest control. Man, I got a cup, piece of paper, throw that thing off my porch, man, and went on about my day. But I know that sign was for me. I know it was. I know it was. And I don't need nobody else to believe it because I know. And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about getting to that space within your own psyche to where validation is not needed because you trust yourself and you trust your spirit guides or the universe or God so much that you know. And if I would have been bogged down with all the other crazy shit I got going on, I wouldn't have been sound enough to see that thing fall and smile and thank and be grateful that this was happening for me to know that I'm moving in the right direction. I know I'm moving in the right direction. I already know. I don't need nobody to tell me. So what that does for me is no matter how this week plays out, you know, I can say consciously that I can have events that none of them really feel that good. Or none of them I feel like really have positive consequences in the short term, but I know in the long term it's going to work out. So I don't have to be stressed out about any of it. I don't have any anxiety or any depression or none of that shit. And I'm not a depressed type person anyway. But I don't have to wrap any of that around anything that happens to me because I know that everything that's happening to me is happening for me. And I believe that shit 1,000%. Because I trust that the creator of this thing is never going to leave me hanging. I'm one of his favorite for real. I already know. I know for real. That I don't got no second judgment about that. So when I get shown these signs, these signals, these pathways, I take them the first time. I don't second guess. I only control what I can control, but when I'm being shown that something is being done for me, I accept it willingly. I want all the gifts. Give me all the blessings. I'm taking all of them. I ain't even asking twice. Thank you, and I'm moving on. I'm moving on. So what I'm saying to you guys is, if you're going to ask for God's help, you have to be willing to accept it in any way, shape, or form that it's being given to you. Okay? You can't be starving. He give you a sandwich. You tell him you don't eat. I'm vegan this week. You better eat this damn ham sandwich. Because if you don't, you're going to starve. This is what you need to get you through these next 2 or 3 days. Do you want it or not? Do you want what you want or not? Accept the gift that the world is giving to you. Because you need it. You want it. You desire it. You asked. And he's giving it to you. She's giving it to you. It's giving it to you. We giving it to you. And you don't want it? You want it to be better than what he giving it to you guys? Come on, man. That's fucking crazy. So that's what we focus on this week. We are focused on getting the fuck out of God's way. And I'm saying it just like that, because that's what's happening. We like to dictate the terms and the timing on which our blessings are being given to us. And that's not really how this thing works. The one thing we can't control is how we end up where we want to end up. We know where we're going. We're going to Hawaii, but we don't know how we're going to get there. You can't take a bus. It could be plane, could be boat. You might have to swim. You know, so be careful what you ask for, because you might get it, and you might get it sooner than you really are looking forward. So you need to transform your vision, your perspective, the shades, like change the filter on them things, so you can really know what's happening in front of you, and you can take advantage of it when it happens. We have to distract our distractions. Person I be tongue kissing, she always say that, distract your distractions, distract your distractions. So that's something that I live by. Like, man, we cannot be so bogged down with everything happening around us that when the thing that we want to happens, we can't even enjoy it because we so busy focused on everything else. Okay? So today's lesson, the lesson that we're taking over the next few days, of course y'all know we'll be back in 2 days talking about something different, but the focus for the week is slowing down this mind you got right here. Look out the window when you're driving and appreciate the landscape, the environment that you've created for yourself, and enjoy it. And what does that mean? That means being grounded. That means living in the present, here, not in the future. Because remember, anxiety lives in the future. When you're worrying about the future, that's where anxiety comes from, right? What they say, I'm not a therapist, but anxiety is worrying about the future. Depression is being saddened or being affected by the past in the present. So in the present, we're gonna be grounded. So I want y'all to get you some beet juice, get you some carrots, wear the color red. Like, be here, be present, sit, look, enjoy, observe, pay attention. If you got somebody you don't like, ask them a lot of questions, so you can be reminded of why you don't like them. Like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's why I hate you. Got it. Thank you for answering that. Made it more clear. You got somebody you want to break up with, ask them questions. Ask them questions. Everybody gets questions. Ask them, talk to them. Make it clear so you can make it easier for yourself to move on. And I know I'm speaking about negative things, but I'm being honest. Being honest, most people look at life through a negative lens. So I'm trying to relate to y'all and say, hey, look, it may be some things that you're not sure about, but you are sure. You fucking procrastinating. You doing this to yourself. You dragging this out. You could have been moved on, but you decided not to because you're looking for a sign. And you didn't got all the damn signs. God is signed out. He didn't logged off from you, because he didn't show you so many signs, and you keep doing the same thing every day. Every day. Show me a sign, show me a sign, show me a sign. It showed you all the signs, and you ain't made a move yet. So let's talk. We're gonna end like this, because I can sit here and yap about this for a long time. But we're gonna use our notebook. Right? We're gonna write down our daily tasks. We're gonna prioritize them, and we're gonna start living in the present moment. We're gonna observe, and we're gonna slow our mind down to where we can enjoy. We can take notes on what happened. We can do our daily self-assessments. And when we get blessings, when we get gifts, when we get signs from the universe, from God, from the Creator, from our ancestors, from our spirit guides, we can accept them thankfully and gratefully. And we can understand what direction we're going in. And we can go in that direction quickly, smoothly, and efficiently. That's what this is about. This is about making the hard feel easy. Because none of this shit is easy. But it can feel that way. It can feel that way. The hardest thing about living in this time and space, I'm 40, y'all, so the hardest thing about getting older is letting go of the things that you once loved, whether that be people, places, or things. So you have to make letting go an art form. And part of letting go of art form is understanding that we can't keep none of this shit anyway. Don't none of this belong to us. That person's life belongs to them. And when it's their time, it's their time. This place I work at, this ain't even mine. And if I go, they're gonna replace me tomorrow. That LinkedIn job posting gonna be up within 24 hours. You feel me? So I'm telling y'all, man, take inventory of what's important to you, the direction that you're going in, the tasks that you need to complete to get there, and really focus on and enjoying and being, I will say be happy. A lot of us think that happiness is something that has to happen according to a certain series of events, but it can really be now. It can really be right now if you just decide that it is. You could really be happy today with everything that's happened to you thus far and where you are right now, no matter how bad it is. Because even if you're at your lowest, this low place is teaching you something. It's either taught you that you need to make better decisions, or that you've been down here before and it's going to be easier for you to get out because you've been down here so many times. You know exactly what the fuck to do and exactly how the fuck to get out. This is the best place. At the bottom is the best place you could be. Your most creative times you ever had in your life came when you was at the bottom, because you didn't have no choice but to think your way out and to act your way out. So ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Believe in yourself. Trust yourself. And when you put something out in the universe, just know and trust that it's coming to you. You cannot control how it comes to you, but it's coming. Take them glasses off and pay attention. Take them glasses off and pay attention. Be blessed, y'all. Be blessed. Be thankful. Be grateful. Honor yourself. Honor yourself. And know that, man, the Creator wouldn't forsake you. He wouldn't put you in a position he didn't think you can handle. He wouldn't put you in a position he didn't think he or she, the Creator wouldn't put you in a position they didn't think you can handle. They wouldn't. You built for this. You were made for this. Put this shit on paper so we can get it done. See y'all at the top. Because we already there. You just don't want to look down. You're too busy looking across instead of looking down and seeing how far you done made it. Selling yourself short. Stop fucking around. See y'all tomorrow.